Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. My name is Precious if you're new here. If you're seeing this face for the first time, please ensure not to make it your last by clicking on the subscribe button. Leave your lovely comments down below. Do all the good stuff basically. I have so many other interesting videos that I know will be very useful to you, so please do stick around and watch them. And if you're an OG, thank you so much for coming back. I honestly do appreciate it. Yeah, so today's video, from the title I'm sure you can tell, but it's different because I'm going to be styling my hair while I tell you guys 6 ways, or the 6 major ways to come to Canada. Okay, let's get into it. Hi guys, sorry for the break in transmission. So before we get into the video, I just wanted to show you guys this amazing product that was sent to me from this brand, PrepmeWell. They sent me various items from their brand, ranging from the granola, the fat metabolizer capsules, whey protein powder, and also a shaker, which is not here because it came later, but you get to see it in the vlog. And I'm super excited to try these items because it's going to motivate me to start going back to the gym, and obviously I see better results this time. So they also have other products such as their slender blend, which comes in different flavors like vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry. They have more cake, they have multivitamins capsules, pizza mix, pasta, porridge, and so on. And I do have a discount code just in case you're interested and you'd like to get these items. And just to let you know that they also ship all over the world. I will have the discount code on the screen. Please do well to check them out if you're interested, like I said. And yeah, so that's basically it. So that being said, let's jump right into the video. So the first thing I'm going to do is I need to cut this lace. As you can tell, it's a new wig, so I need to cut the lace. You guys, I'm not the best when it comes to hair, but let's hope I do a good job. I'm getting there. Practice makes perfect. So the first major way to come to Canada is through the Express Entry program, which is the most popular way, is the most common way, and it is not cheap, but it's quite expensive. It's not the most expensive, but it's quite expensive. And this is an immigration program that allows immigrants to live and work in Canada as permanent residents. This program focuses on people who are skilled and is based on points, like it's a point-based system or program. So what this means is that there's a specific score or points that you need to get for you to be able to get what's it called, invitation to apply. There are different factors that can help you accumulate these scores. Factors such as your age. So once you're 30 and below, you stand a better chance, okay, compared to somebody who is 30 and above, because once you clock 30 on your 31st birthday, if you haven't gotten ITA, which is invitation to apply, you're going to lose 5 points on your birthday. So as long as you're above 30, whenever your birthday comes, like on your birthday, which is so sad because on your birthday you're supposed to be celebrating, but you're going to lose 5 points. So if at 31 you haven't gotten, 32 you're still going to lose another 5 points. So it keeps going like that until you finally get ITA. So another factor to accumulate these scores is education, which is BSc, and people go further to do masters, PhD, postgraduate, because the higher level of education you have, this feels so weird, the higher level of education you have, the better chances you have, because the more scores or the more points you will get. So another factor is the IELTS, that's the English proficiency exam. If you happen to max out your IELTS, you also stand a better chance, as well as the French proficiency exam. And if you're fortunate to have a sibling in Canada, you also get 15 points for that, for having a sibling in Canada. I think, yeah, that's about it. So these are like the fact, and also your work experience, I forgot to mention, and also finally your work experience. So if you have 1 year of work experience, you tend to have lesser points than someone who has at least 3 years work experience. Let me just cut this lace before I cut my head. The Express Entry program is divided into three. One is the Federal Skilled Worker program. This is the most common one amongst the three. So this has to do with people that like went to school and have a degree and are working. They have work experience. So people such as doctors, nurses, bankers, accountants, people in tech, administrative. Yeah, so that's what that one means. Then the next one is the Federal Skilled Trade program. This is for people such as plumbers, carpenters, mechanics, you know, and all of those things, people that are skilled in that way. Then the final one is the Canada experience class. So this one is for people that have Canadian work experience. So the second and the third one, which is the CEC and the Federal Trade, those ones, they don't do the draws so often. The most common one, like I said, is the Federal Skilled Worker. So that one, they do the draws more all the time, like every 2 weeks, compared to the previous two that I had mentioned. And the Express Entry pathway is the best way to come to Canada in my own opinion, because when you come here via Express Entry, you have access to all the benefits that the country has to offer, and after 3 years you can apply for citizenship. You guys, I don't know what I'm doing with this head, but let's hope it turns out nice. So after 3 years you can apply for citizenship, and although it takes a while, like it takes time, but trust me, the wait is worth it. The next way to come to Canada is through LMIA. You guys pray for me. So LMIA means Labor Market Impact Assessment. This involves securing a Canadian job offer. The employer, that's the person that's trying to hire you, has to apply for the LMIA. You can't apply for it directly. He or she has to apply it directly from the Canadian government. And when this LMIA gets approved, that is when you can apply for work permit. This program is designed to ensure that there's a genuine need for a foreigner, that's someone outside Canada, to fill a specific job position, and there's also proof that there's no Canadian worker available to fill that position. This pathway takes quite a bit of time, and it's not the easiest, okay? It's not the easiest, but once it gets approved, you get, I think, 2 years work permit. And this pathway can also lead to PR, like, because most times the work permit you get is for 2 years, and I know before it expires you can apply to extend it and all of that. So most people who do this, aside from a regular person who can like apply for a job and get one, most people that I've seen that do this are people who work in the Big Four. The Big Four, I mean people like KPMG, EY, Deloitte, and the rest, and I think PwC. Yeah, so when they have job openings, for instance, someone working in any of these places in Nigeria, when they have job openings here in Canada, they can apply, and if they are lucky, they get the offer and they just move here and start working. At least I know I've met someone like that, and I think also someone who works there that have said that they have like colleagues that that move to Canada or that are in Canada based on that route. You guys, this hair, talking and doing this is not easy for someone who is not a pro. I'm trying my best. I just hope my efforts are not in vain. Next route to come to Canada is the study permit. This is the most expensive route to come to Canada. So it allows foreign nationals to come to Canada to study at a designated institution. And as you all know, or if you don't know, the study route, like I said, is quite expensive, and you get to spend a lot of money. But the good thing about this study route is when you come as a student, your partner, or if you have family, your partner and your kids can come with you, can come along with you, and your partner gets to work full time while you get to work part-time. As of now, students are allowed to work full-time, but I think it's gonna end in December, because the normal time for students to work is 20 hours per week. And after completing your studies, you may be eligible to apply for postgraduate work permit. And with that, you get the CEC, which is you gain Canadian work experience. And while you're here, or while working with your postgraduate work permit, you can also apply for PR, I think even in school and all of that. So this is another route that people like to take. It's faster compared to express entry, but it's more expensive, and it takes longer time for you to become a PR. So the next pathway to come to Canada is through the Provincial nomination program. So this is where provinces and territories nominate candidates who meet their various requirements and needs for immigration. So this includes skilled workers with in-demand jobs. It could also include business owners who could come to invest, and also students who just finished post-secondary school. And also semi-skilled workers to fill labor shortages. Okay, I'm done calling this here. I don't know what I did, but let's just be hopeful for the outcome. To apply for provincial nomination, you must first apply to the province directly. There are some provinces that allow you to apply to them directly, while other provinces such as Alberta, I think, Ontario, select or choose people themselves. Like they choose people by themselves from the pool. So this means you ought to have a profile under the express entry program, and if your skill is in demand in that particular province and you're within the score that they are choosing, right, the score rank, most likely get an invitation. Another thing to note is that if you come to Canada through the provincial nomination program, you are expected to stay in that province for 3 years before you can relocate to another province. So that's the downside, okay, because you're like tied down in a way, unlike someone who comes through the FSW pathway, who can always move to any province and all of that. Although there are exceptions if you need to move, but that way you have to prove that you've tried your best to look for a job in that particular province and you're not getting any. But I don't really know what the process is like, but I know that there's an exception to this. The next pathway to come to Canada is through the visitor's visa pathway. So this is the cheapest way to come to Canada, and most times when people apply for this visa, they get 2, 5, or 10 years, as the case may be. And it's always advisable to make sure you apply with a new booklet, because most times Canada give visas according to the number of years you have on your passport. Okay, so for instance, in Nigeria, the basic passport is for 5 years, and I think they have the one for 10 years. So if, for instance, on your 5 years passport, you have 1 year left, like it's going to expire in 1 year, and you apply for Canadian visa and you get the visa, you're going to get only 1 year, compared to someone who has a fresh passport. That person will get 5 years. The requirements for the visitor's visa are mostly home ties. That's your business, landed properties back in your home country, your proof of fund is also important, and your job. So if you've gotten this visa, you are only allowed to stay in Canada for 6 months per entry. So what this means is that even if you have the 10 years Canadian visa, you cannot stay for 10 years at a stretch. You cannot stay for 1 year at a stretch. You're only allowed to stay for 6 months. So what most people do, people that want to stay more than 6 months, so what they do is after 6 months, they go to the US. For instance, you need to get a US visa, obviously. So because Canada and US like share boundaries, or they go anywhere else, maybe travel back home, then come back. So that way you're allowed to continue stay, but you can't stay for more than 6 months per entry. So the downside to the visitor's visa is that you cannot work with that visa. It's a temporary law that allows visitors to apply for jobs, but only if you have LMIA. I already explained what LMIA is. So this means that you can only work if you're able to find, or if an employer gives you a job. I already explained what LMIA is, right? They have to apply for the LMIA, and when they get it, you apply for the work permit. So there are people who come here as visitors through the visitors visa route and end up getting work permits. But most of the time, the people who benefit from this are people in the health sector and people in tech, mostly the software engineers and all of that. So the basic person, I don't want to say basic, so the normal person who has like an administrative role or other role aside health sector and tech, is really going to be difficult for you to get a job or to get the work permit via LMIA if you have a visitor's visa. And this law has been extended till February 28, 2025. The final pathway to come to Canada is through the refugee stroke asylum pathway. So this is an immigration program where you have to make a claim and also provide evidence to support your claim. And also you may be asked to attend the hearing before the RPD. RPD meaning Refugee Protection Division, to present your case. Your claim could be that you're fleeing from persecution, conflict, or any other form of harm. And these claims are processed by IRCC, not RPD. Yeah, so that's basically the pathways to come to Canada. I'm going to leave the link to all the different provinces and their nomination program requirements. I hope I remember to do that. I'll leave that in the description box. And there are also other pathways to come to Canada. Let me know if you guys want a part 2 of this video, and I'll be glad to film that for you guys as well. So this was the outcome of the hair. I love it. It looks really good. What do you guys think? Did I try? Even though I didn't let the curl stay for too long because I'm going out. I'm going for basketball show. And I used this for my curls, and this thing smells so good and it holds the curls as well. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, my loves, I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Mwah.